Hello, my people. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your own region. We are back here again for today. How you guys doing, my people? Yes. Been a long day. Yes, we've been here, we've been there, we've been doing everything. So I don't free this evening and I'm back to back. I know that sometimes I need to create time for myself. How on a day, my good people, my Nigerian family. You know, I miss you now. I don't know who missed me. I don't know whether anybody missed me, but I miss every one of you right there. Let me look. I already have. Okay, I have Mommy Diaspora here already. Wonder of all, she's already here with us. Good evening to you, Mommy. Good evening to you, my big brother there, Elvis Johnson, my namesake as well. Also, Francis. Good evening to you. Thank you very much for your time with us. Let's do this together. This one on the World Peace Day. You know, where carry can happen for Benin City. This one carry big names. We come Benin City. Nigeria was go cover them. We'll go cover them by ourselves. You know, so we'll go like make una see them. My people, I wanna there. Good evening to everyone of you. I beg guys to join. Make una help us share. Make other people know say we are here. I appreciate every one of you, my good people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Make we kick start from here because we not get time. Since morning we have been so busy. Yes, Mommy Diaspora say yes. We miss you plenty. Yes, I miss everybody. See, man. So they're outside since I'm thinking of about everybody, all my Nigerian family. Okay, be like say sometimes if I'm not there here for a couple of hours, be like say I'm not there here for a whole day, you know, or a whole year. So my people, I salute you now. We'll do this one together. Make we listen. I appreciate you now. Make una hit the like button. Make una help me share as we all the start. So now God bless all of you now. I beg. Make a look comment section. They here with us again. All right, okay, we got to start from here now. Thank you, my good people. And God bless you now.
My name is Ideris Abdukareen, Obasanjo's best friend. 20 years ago, I sang Nigeria, Jaga Jaga.
Representative of ESMA and Bush State Southern Nigeria, those people in charge of controlling our traffic and towing your vehicles in park area. We put the person over there. Then we also have various activists right here. I cannot mention all of them, but please put the names together for them. They are always in the struggle. We have DSS, put the names together for DSS. We have SSS. We have JSS. Of NOE. Please let's put the names together for them. That should be national organization. Something like that. Eli Omokaro Osubo from finish on another clap.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. World Peace Day Conference. As we all know, Faculty of Peace Organization is joining the rest of the world to observe World Peace Day. As this is not the time to throw in the towel in the talk about peace and peaceful coexistence. This year theme, Nigeria Unity Dialogue as a Pathway, was carefully selected to explain where we are as a nation, where we should be, and provide solutions to numerous problems pervading us as a nation. This is not a speech-making event, but an avenue for self-reflection. Nigeria's unity has not come under much threat, just as we have right now. There are various agitations from different regions across the country. The IPOB, the Oduduwa agitations, the Boko Haram, Niger Delta Avengers, and the new IPOB group called IPOB Motherland Warrior. I'm particularly worried about the fact that with the way things are moving, if not nip in the bud, more agitation will speak forth. However, this conference is about dialogue as a pathway. Dialogue is an inclusive process which have never failed in developing a sense of joint ownership. Dialogue is not just about sitting around the table and making peace, but changing the way people talk, think, act, and communicate with one another. Unlike other forms of discussion, dialogue requires self-reflection, spirit of inquiry, personal change to be present. The members must be willing to address the root cause of the crisis, not just the symptoms at the surface. Taking it down to Nigeria, are we willing and able to treat down the root cause of the reason why various groups and individuals are agitating for separation? There is a need to look deeper and tell ourselves the truth as a nation. They need to have a sustainable environment for dialogue cannot be overemphasized. It has been observed that due to the long years between government as a purpose for the people and what is obtainable now, whenever there is a public issue to resolve, the people are often resort to self-help, which most times are much better outside the ambit of the law. There is a need to have strong institutions that will help to restore peace. It must be noted that peace and respect for human rights are mutually exclusive. They need to coexist at all times in any sane society. Someone said, we have created a greater material wealth than any other society in the history of human race. Yet, we have managed to kill millions of people, population, in an arrangement called war. The war that readily and vividly comes to mind is the 6th August 1946 bombing, where the United States bombed a large residential city in Japan. As many as 250 people, men, women, children, were crushed, and many more died subsequently from wounds, radiation poisoning, and many more died subsequently from wounds, radiation poisoning, even for poison-related, cancer-related poison. The United States was then the only country to ever drop a nuclear bomb on the people. Looking at Nigeria, even the blind can see and the deaf can hear. The increased incidence of human rights abuses has slacked insecurity apparatus in recent times. Court order obey and disobey at will. So many people are talking at the same time, and we end up not hearing ourselves. Due to lack of dialogue, we end up becoming angrier and violent after much talk and debate. There is need to communicate. There is need to communicate. We argue over little things. We argue over little things in this country. Look at the example of restructuring. We argue and talk, make noise and shut down on ourselves, and we are not making any progress. Do we think like Nigeria, or you don't have Igbo mind, you have an Yoruba mind, you have a Edo mind, and you have Shekiri mind? There should be a need for us to think and act like a Nigerian. That is why I'm here today. The country has been divided along party lines, religious and ethnic lines. We think and argue along ethnic and religious lines. The increased volume in agitation all over the country is almost drawing out the voices of others that are calling for a united Nigeria. We should learn to listen more to ourselves. Hence, we have 2 ears and just one mouth. We should learn to avoid shutting down on each other. We should be able to ask ourselves vital questions at this point in time of our nation. Or do we just pretend that there is no fundamental reason why a lot of segments of the country want to break away? And that is the reason why we are here today, to look at the causes, effects, and possible solutions to the unity of Nigeria that have been so threatened of late. All these are vital questions and solutions will be offered in this conference by our selected, renowned guest speakers. I have the firm belief that the speakers have been carefully selected by the board of trustees of this noble organization to do justice to the question I've asked you today. We should learn to feel, learn to listen, learn to reason, learn to walk, sit back, relax, and have a nice time. Thank you very much.
Quickly, the owner of Corolla BEN 45LK, ESMA just dey tow your car for inside the compound go their office place of Corolla BEN 45LK. Your attention is. Can you guess who is in the house? Hold on, come on. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we have our special guest on seated. We have Comrade Austin Osakwe, Director, Foundation for Good Governance and Social Change. One more time, please, let's put a hands together for him. Hands together for him. Also, we have Nigerian superstar. Those people that pave way for what we are saying today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put hands together for Ideris Abdukareen. Thank you very much. At this junction, ladies and gentlemen, I love to call Comrade.
Great Nigeria people. Greatest Nigeria students. The greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest Nigeria students. Greatest Gogo. Greatest Baba. Please celebrate Nigeria. Celebrate Nigeria. I'd like us to thank God for giving us all the opportunity to be here, for protecting us and bringing us here safely. I'd like also to commend and congratulate the leadership and membership of the Faculty of Peace. I say Faculty of Peace Nigeria. For several years, they have pioneered this singular effort to bring compatriots together to discuss the Nigerian issue. I have had cause within the past 1 decade or so to be their guests in a function such as this. I'd like us to celebrate the Faculty of Peace, please. Celebrate the Faculty of Peace. Let me confess that I was at the verge of sending somebody to represent me at this function because I've had a very busy schedule. But when I got reassurances that a person of the stature and caliber of Shehu Sani will be here, I decided to report myself today. The Faculty of Peace has done well in looking for the tribalized Nigerians, in looking for compatriots with conscience, and persons who have always stood to be counted in the effort of speaking truth to power. Distinguished Senator, I welcome you to Benin City. Karim is still here. And I asked myself, what price we are willing to pay in service of Nigeria? And I said we must pay every price. We have been asked to look at dialogue as a pathway. There is an elephant in the room and I want us to settle it first and foremost. Otherwise, whatever it is I'm going to say will make no sense. We are at a point in this country where several millions of Nigerians are saying, let us split the country. Am I right? They say, let's divide the country. Let everybody go their separate ways. This is the elephant in the room. Yes. By the way, let me celebrate the very well-dressed students of the law faculty. I have been told to go up there. It's not a familiar terrain for me. I like to mix up with them. Especially when the Holy Spirit takes over. But it's all right. All the students here celebrate you. I have a special attachment to these ones because that's my primary constituency. That's where I got my initial training. Welcome. So I was talking about this elephant in the room. That sentiment is so popular in Nigeria. It's so widespread. Let's go our separate ways. So I'd like to establish where I stand and to persuade you to see with me. I'm an elderly man, I'm older than Nigeria. So it's easy to say I'm not even a Nigerian because when I was born, Nigeria didn't exist as a country. However, that's not the point. It has nothing to do with sentiments. I am a development worker, which makes me a very widely traveled person. I have traveled across Nigeria, and I have traveled widely outside Nigeria. I am an Edoman proper. He said, when I cross Delta here into Bayelsa, I am reminded that I am not a true Niger Deltan. I'd like you to follow me. My colleagues in the development sector, in the South here, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River. I'm not talking of going across the River Niger. I'm not talking of going across the Benue River. I am talking of my immediate neighbors in the South. When it comes to taking a position, when it comes to pushing an argument, when it comes to sharing what's available, I am reminded that I am a Edo and therefore not a proper Niger Delta person. That's only in the South. So when you decide to split Nigeria along the definitions of the 6 geographical zones, and you say we have one country called the South, I am telling you that in that same South, an Edo man does not have a sense of belonging the moment he leaves Edo. On that score, for me, tearing the country to pieces is not the solution. And in any case, just look at creation of states. We move from 3 to 4, from 4 to 12, 12 to 19, 19 to 30, and now we are 36. I hope you know that the agitation for creation of more states is still on. Yes. It's even more strident now. The reason is that minority agitation continues as long as people do not have a sense of belonging within the locality. So I'd like to urge you to look beyond the present difficulties and let us attempt to rediscover hope. That sometime, it may not be today, I don't even believe it to be in my lifetime, a new country called Nigeria will emerge from these ashes of defeat and conflagration. I therefore recommend a strong, united, prosperous Nigeria where justice will reign. Because where there is no justice, there is no peace. I thought we should settle that before we move on. Because the things I have to share with you are predicated upon the sustenance of a single entity called Nigeria, united and prosperous. To convert. You see, let's discuss the problem and have solutions. But among those who are coming for this dialogue, some are untouchables. Some see themselves as those to be begged and appealed to. Some see others as subservient. As long as you have these inequalities, real or perceived, a dialogue is impossible. So when you say dialogue as a pathway, we must ask ourselves what kind of dialogue and what factors need to be in place for us to have the dialogue. When Ideris Abdukareen began to say that Nigeria, jaga jaga, everywhere scatter scatter. Okay, what has to continue? The part of it that concerns me is Nigeria, jaga jaga, everywhere scatter scatter. A young man like Ideris Abdukareen must have considered all options, must have tried all permutations, and gotten to the conclusion that there was no way out. So I see the message behind the song. He will be here to tell you his experiences. I am all for dialogue. What kind of dialogue do we want? Let me lay a foundation for the quest for dialogue. In the Nigerian state and nation where we are looking for dialogue today, there are a few things that have happened over time. And I'd like to mention a few of them. I have 4 children. 2 boys, 2 girls. Because as a Democrat, no cheating. 2 boys, 2 girls. Must be equality. One of them is a member of this group, a law student at the University of Benin. Now, they go through school, a school system. In this school, they have colleagues from across the nation. So you have people from Edo, Delta, Jigawa, Zamfara, Sokoto, Bauchi, Ogun, Rivers, Lagos, Imo, Abia, and so on. They've known these colleagues, probably from primary school. They've had the same set of teachers. They've paid basically the same school fees. They've schooled in the same environment. They've had the same privileges. When it comes to writing an exam, from primary into what we now call unity schools. I don't know whether you have ever wondered why those schools are called unity schools. They are schools meant to unite the country by bringing children from different areas of the country to understand the values of one Nigeria. When it's time to write that exam, they all file into the hall. They have the same set of invigilators. They are given the same time frame within to write. And the results are released. A student from Edo State scores 230 over 300. And they ask that student to wait. There is a certain cutoff mark and you have not gotten there. What was the score? I hope you are with me. What was the score? 230 over 300. Another child, remember that they've been schooled together. Another child from Zamfara, or perhaps Sokoto, scores 80 over 300 in that same exam. He gets automatic admission. And there may be an icing on the cake. He's given a scholarship. And then this student from Edo State manages to write maybe twice or three times, gets the proverbial cutoff mark. It's like a sort of Damocles hanging over their heads, eventually scale through. And then they now complete their studies. They want to write JAMB, 400 marks. A child from Delta scores 290 over 400. That has not scored cutoff mark. Another child from Bauchi scores 120 over 400. Gets automatic admission. And then perhaps I'm a teacher or a parent who also doubles as a teacher in my home. I call my child and I say, you see, this country, you have to love it. No, this is a serious matter. You have to love it. You know, we don't have any other country but this one. And then we tell them, if you walk into an environment and they are singing the national anthem, you don't move, you stand. When it's time to say the pledge, you say the pledge with pride. That child is going back to look at the wordings of the national anthem. He lies cheaply like a Lagos girl now. He knows that everything is a lie. He knows that the reality is that some people in certain parts of this country have gone well ahead before they said, on your marks, get set, go. So it's a race that is taking us to the city center, the one you call Ring Road. Somebody is here, another person is at that gate, another person as Mr. Pitt, another person is at the edge of Ring Road. And you say, on your marks, get set, go. And the person here knows that this country hates him. So if we are going to dialogue, we need to put certain factors in place. the end of the story. You need to look at why this situation is like that. The argument that has been made is that whether we like it or not, at the time we became independent, because of the early arrival of the white people in certain areas of this country, they were privy to education earlier than other areas. Isn't that a good argument? No, that's a good argument. Because if we say we want to be one Nigeria, then this hand must help the other hand up. That's the argument. So that's why you have things like federal character. Because they say some areas are educationally disadvantaged areas. But the point we are making, my father told me, he said it is good to lend a helping hand, but you must know when to let the hand go. And I'm asking myself, Nigeria became independent in 1960, October 1st. This is 2021, 61 years after. About the problem of Nigeria, we tend to forget that at every point in time, the injustice that we have identified in the macrocosm exists at the microcosm. For nations to change, people must first change. So if you believe that the northerner who becomes president is the greatest problem of the South, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Recently, governor of this state began to say that the employment into the civil and public service was going to be purely on merit. A lot of people didn't believe it. For them, it wasn't possible. But I hear that's what's happening. Why do I mention that? If we do not solve the injustice between man and man, we can't solve the injustice between North and South. We can't talk of government. We have no right. Now, those of you who know me know that the reason I don't write anything, I like to speak from the heart. When I'm done, I walk away from here. Jump into the small car I have and I drive home. In Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 13, the Bible says, let the wages of the hireling not remain with you overnight. Who is the hireling? The worker. Huh? How many private businesses are paying their workers the correct wage? And how many are paying us and when you? If you know what liars, God bless you, you are coming. There are chambers, I'm sure you are there are law chambers in this town where law graduates are paid 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira. And we are pointing a finger to the man thousands of kilometers away from us when we have not done justice in our immediate environment. So when we are talking about dialogue, what kind of dialogue, what factors do we need in place? Those who must come to equity must come proclaim it. And that's why it says Justitia Omnibus. No, don't need that. Don't need them today. Because this is another problem. When we say we want to dialogue, we are all taking time off to be here. I have not eaten breakfast. Let's dialogue. Senator came all the way from Kaduna. Yes, I know you take it right. If you can't leave today, tomorrow we will. This Benin is a very hospitable place, two of us. Senator may not have eaten on the ground on the grass. Anyway, let me split this up. If we must dialogue, let us put certain factors in place. I say number one, there must be justice. Number two, and you know the irony is that when you go to the north, for every one poor person you see in the south, there are 10 of the kind in the north. So who is doing who? The federal character thing hasn't worked. The elite is elite conspiracy. It hasn't worked. Because who are those getting the jobs that are reserved for the north? The elite and their children. There's poverty in the north, pervasive poverty. So it is high time they came back to realize that this is really not working. It hasn't worked. We need to do something differently. For those who are talking about restructuring, that's what they are talking about. Restructuring at all levels. Number two is the fact that the elite of the north, and we need to say this very clearly, the elite of the north, what they have done over time is to send a message to the elite in the south. When we talk of elite here, we are talking of religious leaders, all these pastors who do magic every day. You don't have to go into that area. Pastors. Traditional rulers who have held their people to ransom. Political elite who have closed access. They have closed it up. I have my young friend here. He speaks a lot of grammar. Shedrack says he wants to be a member of the House of Assembly. So I called him one day. I said, "What do you have?" He said, "Well, we are gathering it." He said, "You are gathering what?" To aspire to become a councillor. There are 192 wards in the state. So you know what a councillor is. 192 wards. To aspire to lead one of those wards, for a start, you go and keep 50 million. Because the day you announce it, your friend who was buying you beer, he will lock up his pockets and come to us and come over house there. You said, but you bought yesterday, say, that was before you announced that you wanted to be a councillor. So they close access. The recruitment process is such that you can never get decent Nigerians into positions of authority. The people who say that they live in midst of oil, I'm a development worker, I said so before, and I walk across the south. Ogoni is just a metaphor for depravity in the Niger Delta. People live in midst of water, but they cannot get one good cup of drinking water. Their children can go to school because there are no schools. There are no health, not even a primary health center. And the reason they have that problem is because God has put oil in their land. Does the scripture not say that when God blesses, it does not add sorrow? Anyone who, if I quote the text scripture, I will collect offering here today. So they live in midst of oil. People come, multinationals, aided by a criminal elite in government. They prospect for oil, they cut it away. The area is undeveloped. But there are two sides to that. Number one is that you go to Abuja and you see, you are going to Abuja. That's where the problem started. When Niger Delta militants were invited to Abuja, this Nigeria, and they know that it is oil money that is doing that. That's one side. There's a flip side. And I said, because you have oil, they give you 13% realization. That also, in billions. You must ask the question, what level of accountability exists for the use of that money. So we can't keep hiding behind the other side without looking at this side. You guys say that there are two sides to a coin. What justification do we have to carry a battle to Abuja when we have not fought the elite that have embezzled the funds, no matter how small, kept to develop our areas? So people are saying, look for your money in your states. You see the VAT problem that is going on, the VAT war. Yes. They say you collect money from my place. 14 billion you collect in Lagos, and you give Lagos 6 billion. In Kano they collect 2.8, and you give them the entire 2.8 billion. And yet, what you are collecting the money on, alcohol, and all of those things, the people in Kano, they don't buy. Have you heard the argument now? Look, put all the arguments on the table. We may be right, we may be wrong, but we may be right. But let's put all the arguments on the table. The truth of the matter is this. What progressives in the South are saying is that we will not fear to negotiate, but we will never negotiate out of fear. That's right. Once we have made up our mind that we want one Nigeria, then let's discuss. Let us renegotiate this federation. How is this a federation? Where a single federal government collects 52% of the total revenue. Federal government. And then 36 states will be sharing less than 26. And then the 774 local governments. What sense does it make for all the states in the federation and all the 774 local governments to share 48% when the federal government is taking 52%? And so what do you have? Federal schools, federal hospitals, federal agricultural centers. And I'm asking, where did the federal government get the land to do agriculture? Land Use Act. The federal government have any land? Where did they get it from? If we are not careful, the rate we are going, you may just be walking on the road, you see a barbing salon, federal government barbing salon. Yes, 2 minutes now. The General. I like to say that the basis for this dialogue must be founded on one, sincerity of all the groups. Number two, the willingness to have justice. In Amos chapter 24, chapter 5, verse 21 to 24, offering loading now. From verse 21, God was telling the Israelites, He said, take away from me the noise of your fists. He said, take away from me the gongs. I will not accept your peace offerings, your burnt offerings. Then in verse 24, He says, but let justice roll down like waters, and righteousness like overflowing stream. Two things I will say today. Justice, righteousness. We must be prepared to do things right. And then, as I wonder, I like to break the myth, because there is a myth in this country, and it's an unfortunate one. We believe that in this country, the North cannot do without the South. It's not true. And I think the North too has been living without need. It's not true. The truth of the matter is this, and make no mistake about it. Over 80%, at the risk of exaggerating, over 80% of what survives the South in terms of food supplies come from the North. Make no mistake about it. What has happened is that the leadership of the North has been lazy. Intellectual laziness, spiritual laziness, and physical laziness. And most of them are criminals. There is a criminal who wants to read where he didn't show. Want to read without showing. The South. I hear people say, we get the oil. Backwardness. The world is moving away from oil. Which oil? We have done a study, a mapping of the places where God has put oil. That blessing has always turned into a curse. Usually conflicts, all kinds of conflicts. When is living. That's why I was surprised that they said they reserved some money to go and be prospecting for oil. When people are manufacturing electric cars, when are they look for oil? If the South does not sit down and look into the future, one day, the North they've been asking to live, just wake up and say, what a bloody hell. Go your way, let's go our way. Finally, we're happy with that. Finally, I am of the opinion, and I've always held this opinion, that the solution to the country's problem will arise from participatory democracy that is piloted from bottom to the top. I'm sure even faculty of peace, if you ask them why they always populate the hall with young people when they have programs, they may not even really fully understand. The future is yours. I said the future is yours. The future is yours. We have been over-compromised. It's good. Because, you know, it's difficult. Everybody says corruption. Let's open up our books. Let's go to our homes, our offices. And let's see. And let's see. I work in the development sector. How many of us get donor funds and we really can account for it? When I talk about participating democracy, I cast your mind back to Libya. Libya was a country in which Gaddafi was a hero. Education, almost free, health, free, housing, almost everything. And yet, a time came, people said that's no longer enough. Some say America is deep. America came and the people said no, they will said no. You put the canary bird in a cage and it begins to see other birds flying around. Hey, they soar. The canary bird will begin to get ideas that cage is no longer proper to stay in. There is no mobilization in this country. People don't know when budget comes. People don't know how government budgets and how to spend it. There is no openness. None. And I think that one of the things that the senator had problems with was an attempt to call for okay, this man came here by mistake. Let's 4 years just end. So I like to ask that all the students that are here, law students, School of Health Technology, secondary school students, we are not your friends, we are your enemies. And you better know it now. I have got close enough to government to understand that there is no government that is planning for your future now. What they just do is to go through the motions. Just say education, amount. Does it not bother you that the bulk, well, you really don't even have access to the budget, so you go and find out where the bulk of the money goes into. What has saved universities in this country is the TED fund. With all the corruption in it, the reason why you have buildings in most universities. And I can tell you, I've been a member of council of the university. All the buildings you see are TED fund projects. Yeah. So the schools are dying. My advice to you, begin to organize amongst yourself. Look, my quarrel with this coming generation is that they don't study. You don't study. to study. It's a study to show yourself approved, a worker that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You do study. But those of you who are saying they victimize you in school, we used to protest when they give us plea. I wrote a constitutional law paper, Professor Inequality gave me a plea, and I protested. The day Professor Sake, who was 19, paid. There was an amount that was a little amount. The late Professor Elu came from Unila, marked the paper and gave me an A. Can you do it now? So they will victimize us. And I told the man, the advantage you have over me is that you went to school before me. I just discovered that I'm more intellectually superior.
Comrade Austin, my brother, and Mr. Tommy Petra, Nigerian music industry, Comrade Ideris Abdukareen, distinguished executive and leaders of the Faculty of Peace, distinguished invited guests, students, leaders, and students here, other invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, it is a honor and a privilege to be invited here, the great city of Benin, a city of history and a city of culture. Despite that, we are here today to mark the International Day of Peace, otherwise known as World Peace Day. And I will start by appreciating the Oba of Benin, the government of Edo State, for their effort in recovering the looted historic artifacts that have been stolen from the Benin people for centuries ago and taken to Europe. The return of this artifact is not just a victory for those who campaign for it, and it is not just a victory for the people of Benin or Edo State as a whole, but it is a victory for the whole of Nigeria, West Africa, and the black race in general. I'm sorry, but many of you who come from here are yet to appreciate the greatness of your history. Benin or Edo was a nation that existed long before other nations in Africa. But it is now sandwiched in the nation called the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria has 6 geopolitical zones. But actually the missing one was the 7th one, which was the Midwest. Edo, or the Midwest, supposed not to be in the south part of Nigeria. It's supposed to be a geopolitical zone of its own. But haven't we been able to do that? I think it is important that the black race appreciate the people of Benin for the rich cultural history they have preserved over the years. I'm here today to talk on the World Peace Day with a specific topic given to me
on the causes, effects, and solution to secessionist agitations in Nigeria. But as we know, the World Peace Day was a day specially set aside by the United Nations to appreciate the value, the essence, the usefulness of peace to humanity and to the future of humanity. And it is not a coincidence that this day was set today, but most importantly, in an ever turbulent and stormy world, there is that importance of just setting one day to appreciate the significance of peace, the socio-economic, political, cultural, and spiritual advancement of man. And as such, setting up a date like this and marking a date like this will do that for us. The topic of this conference is dialogue as a pathway. Well, it is a fact that as a nation, in 1960 we are almost about 40 million as a nation. And in 2011, we are almost about 206 million people in the same territory called Nigeria. So it is not unexpected that a nation that was once 40 million and now 206 million within the same space, there are bound to be challenges, crises, and problems, especially when you have leaders that have not worked hard to plan for the future of that nation. Secessionist agitations are not peculiar to Nigeria. In Canada, there's a region called Quebec. They still feel that they want to be an independent nation. And they don't have the injustices we have, like jam, VAT, and other things. But they want to be an independent state. Quebec in Canada. In Spain, there's a region called Catalonia, where I think is where Barcelona is. They want to secede from Spain. Some few years ago, the regional parliament of Catalonia tried to organize a referendum, and the federal government of Spain arrested all the leaders of that region and put them in jail, and they are still in jail. In the United Kingdom, Scotland wants to secede from the UK. A referendum was conducted, and in a split, it went against that secession. In China, there's a region called Tibet. Tibet wants to secede from China. And it is still a struggle. The leader of that Tibet is the spiritual leader called Dalai Lama. He has been on exile for over 4 decades because he was wanted by the Chinese authority. So if you look at the world, you will see that we are not alone. People wanting to break out, or nations wanting to break out, is not peculiar to Nigeria. Singapore and Malaysia used to be one country and they broke into two. Sudan used to be one country and they broke into two, North Sudan and South Sudan. Yemen used to be two countries, East Yemen and West Yemen. And later they came together and became a nation. So every country is faced with its own socio-economic and political challenges. And it is left for the people of that country to find solutions to their problems, or their problems will consume them all. That's a fact. If our Creator wanted us to be from one ethnic group and one religion, He could have done it Himself. But He has kept us so diverse. In Somalia, all of them speak the same language. There is no Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Ibibio, all of them. They speak one language, and they are 99.9% Muslims. And there has never been peace in that country for 40 years. Marginalization, as it is not peculiar to the North and the South. There is marginalization in your local government, there is your state, and there is the one in your country. So if you are going to fight it, you have to fight all of them. There are some ethnic groups in your state that will never be governed because they come from that ethnic group. Or they will never be speakers of the state house of assembly. So it is good most times for charity to begin at home. What are the causes of secessionist agitations? What are the effects? And what are the solutions? Is my responsibility. Secessionist agitations are caused by a number of factors. But the major one that has been pronounced first is political injustice, where one section of the country is favored and the other one is alienated. And this is as a result of the fact that leaders who are elected into office to the position of presidency don't see themselves as leaders. They see themselves as conquerors who fought a war. And as such, the spoils of office should be shared to the people of their ethno-religious affiliation and identity. So injustice. Nepotism, where leaders share position to the members of their own ethnic groups, and it is not peculiar to the federal government. It happens within the states. People who are governors, when they come into office, they favor their local government, the people of their own ethnic groups against others. So it is something that is infectious in the body of Nigerian political elite. A state governor who cannot do justice in his state is looking for justice in Abuja. So that is an issue. Secessionist agitation is also caused by failed governance. A nation that works, where people can go to school, graduate, get employed, you have 24-hour electricity, good roads, a good housing project and welfare system, where there is security of life and property, and where there is a future for the young and children of that country. There will be no agitation for secession. So injustice, nepotism, failed governance are issues that have today aggravated the core for the breakup of Nigeria. If things work and there's opportunity, fairness and equity for all Nigerians, nobody will be thinking of breaking this country. And when we talk about jobs, the political elite in the north and the political elite in the south are brothers and sisters. Don't deceive yourself. Don't waste your time. If you think that this oppressor is my brother, the oppressor from the north is not my brother, you are wasting your time. Northern governors and southern governors in this country sat down and agreed to jack up the prices of PMS to 350 naira. Not the northern governors alone, northern and southern governors united to jack up the price, advise the federal government to raise up the price of petroleum products. There is no issue with that. Every month, northern and southern governors go to Abuja and collect federal allocation. When they were going, you will not know, and when they are coming back, you will not know. There is what is called excess crude account. No governor, whether from the north or south, has gone to Federal Ministry of Finance and collected that money and protested. No. Bailout funds. Northern and southern governors are united in collecting bailout funds. So, Paris Club refund in hundreds of millions of dollars has been collected by northern and southern governors peacefully, without loss. So, even your elite here, they select the kind of battle they want to fight. They select them, they select. There are so many they need to raise issues. But because the other ones have favored them, they keep quiet. Recently, the governors of the South met and agreed that they are all against open grazing. By the time some of them went to Abuja, they changed that and said they are not completely opposed to it because there is money attached to open pit. Recently, your governors in the south met and agreed that the two political parties should zone the presidency to the south. Many of them are looking for vice presidency now, after that meeting. So I think you should, as you fight Abuja, you should also turn back your lenses to your own leaders of where your resources go. One of the problems of the South is that you have been conditioned to think that all your problems is the North. So South, there is no problem. And you are also conditioned to think that the North is poor and you are rich. Are you rich? This is the richness. You ask yourself. That is what you feel. The North are illiterate and all of you are educated. The North are poor and all of you are rich, as if you don't have poor people in the southern part of Nigeria. So once you believe that you are rich and the other ones are poor, this state will be restructured to address the problems of the poor. You are already comfortable here. That is the thought. So one of the effects of secessionist agitation is a failing state, a nation that has exhibited the symptoms of a failing nation. And one of that symptoms, the most important one, is the pervasive insecurity in the country. I come from the northwestern part of Nigeria, Kaduna in particular. The bandits have almost taken over all our states. You cannot move 1 kilometer outside of Kaduna without getting into the hands of bandits. Flights to Kaduna in the evening, you can only land by 2-3, after 2-3 p.m. To land at the airport, to move from the airport to the city, you will find yourself in the hands of bandits. They are so strong to the point that they impose fines on villages, not just collect ransom. But the irony of it is this. Most of these bandits, they collected about 200 million naira from the Greenfield University students, almost 160 million naira from Bethel Baptist High School. They collected almost 150 million naira from the Federal College of Agri-Mechanization in Kaduna. Each raiding of every school end up with nothing other than the sum of 150, 200, 250 million. But whenever these bandits are arrested, you will see them poor, famished, and hungry. The question is, who gets this money? Jeeps go into the forest to meet the Fulani bandits and collect the money and throw crumbles to them. So the people you hear that kidnap are foot soldiers of some invisible forces, which now they say they cannot name the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. It is not that bandit with AK-47 that entered that school and kidnapped students. It is that person who is collecting that 200 million naira ransom, who has remained mysterious and invisible up to today in the Nigerian government. So until we get that person, the bandits are within the age of 17, 20, 25 years. Whenever they learn out of law, the clothes they wear are not worth 5,000 naira. And there are some people collecting 200 million naira every tragedy, kidnapping. See, if the United Arab Emirates that don't have terrorism issues can come publicly and say these are the names with name and surname of people sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. We don't do that. When the security chief comes to address the media, he says he's going to address the media on a very important national security issue. The language you hear, we are determined to crush these terrorists, to arrest them and bring them to book. And we are warning them. We are also sending the last warning that we know what they are doing. We are aware of their activities. All this is English. What are the names of? Dubai simply send you 6 names and say these are the people. But what do we have? My Twitter page, I posted about 7 to 8 different kind of meetings after every kidnapping of people. When they kidnap students, the next thing you hear, the federal government is involved in a meeting. There is crucial meeting, emergency meeting, urgent meeting, immediate meeting, closed door meeting, closed window meeting. These are all kind of meetings you have whenever people are kidnapped. The most significant symptom of a failing state is ungoverned spaces, whereby you don't have the authority and force of government maintaining law and order. It has been left for government and terrorists to take over such spaces. That is the effect of all these problems. What are the solutions? You see, the moment you leave Abuja to Kaduna, you can't travel by road because they are there. In the last 4 days, one of the emirs was kidnapped, who felt maybe he missed the train and he has to move fast, and he is still in their hands. So the only way I can go to Kaduna when I leave here to Abuja is by train. If we don't have that train, I don't know how I will make my house. So we are all in a train. Somebody will say, you Senator, you are in a train. I will point at him, a general who is also in a train. And the irony is, you see even military officers Their escorts will take them to the train stations and say, okay, let's meet in Abuja. The entourage will move by road and their boss will go by train. So if a military officer, Air Force, Navy, or Army can be in a train, but that is where I should be. The next thing is, what are the solutions to this? We cannot fight 21st century crime with 20th century security strategy. You only set up roadblocks, and when they come, you say, open your boot, and they flash torchlight in your face. Is that how to stop terror? This is 21st century. You ask yourself, why is our government not using the opportunity of technology? Drones. If you have drone stations, there is nowhere to hide. But to me, it's very clear. To the bandits, kidnapping has become a business. And to security experts, countering kidnapping has also become a business. Because recently, the Minister of Works, the Minister of Finance, she revealed before the National Assembly that she released 1.3 trillion in 25 months to the Army, to the Navy, and to the Air Force, under the former service chief. That is different from what they call special approvals they get from the president. The former service chief spent almost about 5 years achieving nothing. Each one of them built a university in his own village. The security agencies that are supposed to be fighting insecurity. Now everybody is setting up university. Army University, Navy University, Air Force University, Army Hotel, Navy Hotel, Air Force Hotel, Army Shopping Mall, Navy Shopping Mall, this one shopping mall, Army Event Centers, Navy Event Centers, Air Force Event Centers. This is what we want. So they have also established a business unit. This is a country that has spent so much in defense and security. And we have seen how our agents who are in the field were protesting for poor welfare services and lack of equipment to fight. Nigeria is 206 million people. Algeria is 2 times the size of Nigeria. You can't cross the border into Algeria without being detected by security agents. It's not possible. So we need to use technology. Secondly, there's a need for those in the business of recruiting security agents from Kaduna to Abuja, which is known as a very dangerous route. There are about 30 villages there. And I believe that you have roads like that that are vulnerable to kidnapping everywhere. You can recruit youths from those villages into the army, civil defense, police, and return them back to those villages to man those villages and be able to take care of securities in that place. The third aspect of it is the collapse of governance in Nigeria today. despite so much promises of addressing the security challenges of this country, look at what we are facing. And I know that if we don't do anything to address this issue, we will wake up without a country. We will be overrun by these criminals who have nothing to lose. Their houses, widows have sold their own homes to pay ransom to rescue her daughter from the hands of kidnappers. And the government is so helpless. If one of your own is kidnapped now and you go and report to the police, they will tell you try and talk with them. That's it. So it is clear that almost everybody is on his own in this country as far as security matters are concerned. When I came here, I know very well you should be grateful no matter how it is. Because many of you will find it difficult to survive in our own environment. Because almost everyone has given up that nothing is going to come out of those in the position of power. The future of this country is dependent on our ability to entrench justice and equity, and also give every region the opportunity to produce the leadership for the nation. It's very important. You know, like I said, the North has a demographic advantage because out of every one woman that has 2 children here, that woman will have 10. And unfortunately, INEC will register about 79 million people in their books. And the number of people that go out to vote are less than 20 million people. Because on election day, many people are not interested in going out to vote. So if you don't sacrifice that moment of Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. to vote for people who will change this country, you will continue to live and be destroyed by people you didn't vote. And it is also a fact that the rotating power to the geopolitical zone will help calming down this tension and crisis and agitation that is threatening to tear this country apart. Edo State has produced some of the greats in Nigerian history by Nahoro and Michael Emodu. Many of you may be too young to know who were these people. But to us, as a nation, and those, the older generation, knew that if you are going to count some of the 10 great men in Nigeria, you must include these 2 great men. So your state is a state that has contributed immensely to the unity and progress of Nigeria. But if we are to maintain this unity, there are a lot of things that need to be done. Because if the pillar that holds this roof is cracking, if the pillar is cracking, plastering it and painting it will not make the roof survive. So that is why we say Nigeria has a structural problem. The pillar and the beams are the structures of the building. So we have a structural problem that we need to address. If we address this problem, we will have a great country. But if we don't, we'll continue to deceive ourselves. Nigerian political leaders, in less than 7 months, will be in a closed-door meetings in all parts of Nigeria. All this noise, the North is marginalizing the South. In the next 7 months, you will never hear about it. Many of those who are speaking will be visiting Kano and Sokoto to be vice president. And the elites from the North, they will be moving here. At that time, in the next 8 to 9 months, nobody will hear about revenue is shared to this place is denied. Everyone wants to be president of Nigeria. That's why you see government after government, there are promises of restructuring. But when people take over power, they keep that in the background. Mostly restructuring is echoed by the opposition. When APC was in the opposition, it has restructuring as its main agenda. And when it gets into government, it forgot about restructuring. When the opposition party of today was in government, it never implemented restructuring. But it is now pushing restructuring as an agenda. So we need to politically, economically reconfigure and reset Nigeria so that it will function. But we should not be blinded that the oppressor is somebody who is thousands of kilometers away. He is right here with you. The children of the southern elites and the northern elites are very comfortable studying in Europe and United States. All their children. And their friends. And in their WhatsApp group, they don't talk of North and South. North and South is usually in the WhatsApp group of youths from Kwako. There, you see them when they are crowning a new emir in Kano. Some of your elites here in the crowd, you wouldn't know them because they will wear the Hausa clothes and turban. And when they are in Kano, you say, we are all together. It's when they come back home, they whip up this sentiment. So to me, those who are agitating for the breakup of Nigeria will succeed if we don't address the issues that they are using or they are pointing out as a default of the Nigerian state. Sudan used to be one country, now it is not. They fought for 30 years and the country has broken. Yugoslavia was a nation that broke into several republics. Soviet Union was a country. It broke into fragments of nations because they refused to accept that there are problems that need to be solved. And when they were not solved, they moved away from big boil to cancer and led to the death of those nations. But to me, we must have leaders that are patriotic, nationalistic, determined and committed to the preservation of the unity of our country, founded on equity, justice, and fairness to all, respect for our differences, and giving every ethnic nationality the sense of belonging that is so deserved. We cannot have a nation if we have a government that does not respect fundamental rights. We cannot have a nation if we have a government that only recognizes one part of the country and impoverishes the other part of the country. We cannot have a nation if we have a government that is made of few and for the few. We cannot have a nation if we have a government that has failed to address the challenges, security challenges of that country. We cannot have a nation if we have leaders who are more concerned about themselves and their family and their own children. And it is to this that I believe the problems of Nigeria, whether you are from the south or is from the north, it is about elites, political elites from all parts of the country, who are more concerned about their own individual and personal progress and emolument and entitlement than the collective unity, peace, and the future of this country. Thank you very much.
Dr. Senator Shehu Sani. Fantastic. Beautiful. You can be seated. Thank you. Senator, we are on top of the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, in our midst we have the Coordinator General of the Civil Society of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the State Charter.
My name is Ideris Abdukareen, Obasanjo's best friend. 20 years ago, I sang Nigeria, Jaga Jaga. The president at that time came on the national TV, said that boy will sing Jaga Jaga. My papa and mama and family Jaga Jaga. Student, please, what is happening in Nigeria? What is happening in Nigeria? The power is in your hand. Don't let anybody scare you out. Be strong. Say 20 years ago, I sang a song called Mr. Lecturer. I was talking about sexual harassment in our campuses. That was a girl called Bimbo Oyemi. We went to Unilag to perform, and I saw her with my group. She was really nervous. She was trying to cross the road, you know. So we packed the balls and we said, listen, something's wrong with this girl. So we walked up to her and asked her, what's your problem? What's it? And she said, my lecturer asked me to come and sing in that hotel. Really? And why? And she said she doesn't know. So what did we do? We have our cameraman with us. So we told her to have trust in us, and we are going to go with her to the hotel. We got to the hotel. She showed us a room. So we asked her to go in. And after 10 minutes, we're coming in too, because we know at that time the lecturer must be naked. So we went in there with our camera and caught the lecturer naked. And he wants to sleep with just 18 years old. This lecturer was just about 70 something, for God's sake. Is that not corruption? What's at the EF?
All right, my people. Yes, we are done here. The reason why I muted this particular place because Ideris Abdukareen was singing, and the music is kind of copyrighted music. So how you guys doing, my good people right here? Yes, now we'll round up for this particular one. As I see, say that they dance for there. So now the World Peace Day, now the first time or the second time when they happen for Edo, I don't know. Yes, it happened for Edo where big names they come over. Although we know say peace not day Nigeria right now, so organizing a World Peace Day, it will get us a bill. You know, say Nigeria, I get the way we take day, you know, would they imitate everything, you know, the World Peace Day. If they do it for America, Nigeria want do. If they do it for UK, Nigeria want do. If they do it for Germany, Nigeria want do. So normally, if you really understand what the World Peace Day means, it means that if peace day your country, you know, because we're not supposed to participate, but I want to do it now. You know, since it happened for Benin City, we're supposed to embrace them. And as I know, say even Halloween, where we celebrate for UK, another part of other countries, you know. But when Halloween come, they'll still celebrate that for Nigeria. I did Lagos the other day, they celebrate Halloween. Now I can say, what you concern on Halloween? What problem do you have? You know, do you have with Halloween? So, no, say Nigeria, as I talked about before, say Idris Abdukareen had they perform for you. So I'm sorry, I cannot play the music because of copyrights. So my people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you right there. Thank you very much for your time with us. So we are coming back again after this one. Please don't forget to like the broadcast, help us to share. You know, that the World Peace Day, where we get our brother Idris Abdukareen perform. You know, he also throw and go give our Nigerian government, as usual. Everybody know Idris Abdukareen for one thing. So he's very brave. He say everything how it is. You know, so I appreciate you guys. So we'll see him. You know, so now the World Peace Day. So on a day anyway, on a day. Can somebody say hello to me right there in the comment section? Now just say hello to me now. If you don't say you did that with me, say hello to me. Make I say somebody care about me. Just say hello. You know, then I'll say hello back. You know, understand? That's what it's supposed to be. You know, so now on a day, happy new week to every one of you. September is almost running out. Yes, it's almost running out. October is around the corner, man. And don't forget, say my birthday, the 2nd of October on Saturday, to be precise. That's my birthday, 2nd of October. Just around the corner. Yes, my family, they say hello to me for years. See them, don't fall everywhere. You know, Edgar Nice versus Zua, and God will bless you. Let's just do it, and God will bless you. Thank you very much, my good people. Thank you for the love, for the care, for your encouragement, and all that. We try our best to do what we can. At least we could not let one day skip without not get program for now. Yes, Patricia Inofe, my lovely sister right there. I can see right there. Yes. Edgar Osazuwa, not just start. I beg. Just day your lane, man, day my lane. Don't start to on Saturday on the 2nd of October, and my birthday. This one, I don't know where you can drive to go now. Don't try yourself. Me and you go quarrel this evening. You know, Stanley, check it there. What's up? Obadia, Gento. I see you right there. Quarrel at this one. See you right there. Thank you very much. Okay, Korobo, this one, you want to reach out to me? Yes, our number is right there. I'll put it. Let me put my number there. You can call me when I'm done. This is our number there. Yeah. If you message or send an audio to this number, I'll certainly get back to you. Sometimes when you call, you get me, but it's very difficult to get me there verbally. But just try. You know. Yes, on the 2nd of October, now my birthday. In fact, I'm on my birthday week. You know, 2nd of October. Yes. Luckily for me, it go for Saturday, which is a good thing. Go for Saturday, which is a good thing. You know, Vero Ogbe, I see you right there. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. You know, thank you. God bless you. Amen. Amen. Amen to that prayer. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Yes. Yes, you are right. Mommy diaspora, you are right. Nigerian are follow. You know, with the copy. You know, we always copy because sometimes we copy the Oyibo people. We don't know what that they do or just they do them. You know, even go reach almost everything for Nigeria and now copy now be the wahala now what they get for their wife, not they respect their husband for Nigeria again. Any little thing like this, you will see another set of women will come carry their carry another woman we get husband for us around level the night, so that they go club. You know, the different kind of things that is happening in Nigeria. You're surprised, to be honest. Different things that is happening in Nigeria. They are copying the Oyibo people, and the Oyibo people who are the copy, they use sense for their own. Yes, that's the truth. You know, you see little thing go happen like this now. Young girls they'll from skyscraper they'll fall, 5 story, 7 story, or your fall go die. Wait till happen, go say your boyfriend leave him, follow another man. You know, you go see boy just because say he's passing one or two things, go your jump for car, go your die. I couldn't see this copy now. Be like say devil don't join them. Though they make that they do this thing that they do now. Trust me, Nigeria and another thing for things where they happen for there. Yes, so yeah, my birthday now on the 2nd of October. You know, Rita Adams, I can see you right there. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Edgar Nice Osazuwa, do your lane, no. If I tell you since, don't let me and you just start fight this evening. Because you get the time where I take the verse. And if you all talk to me for exactly that time, I go verse. But you don't know the time, so I'm not going to tell you the time. You not go talk to me for that exactly time. You know, Saturday, 2nd of October is my birthday, so we'll go there here that day. I don't know what I go do. Maybe I go dance that day. I go shake my body. I don't know. All right, okay, let's see how it goes on that very day. You know, yes, for the first time ever, I'm announcing my birthday for the first time ever. I know they celebrate birthday. I know they do my birthday. I'm kind of weird. I felt alone before, my kind of person, But now some of Nigeria's family contact me, so no, this is your birthday announcement. That's okay. The first time, I've never done this before. I said, okay, let me do this. When we are alive, we have to celebrate ourselves. And when you still have 1 or 2 persons celebrate you, you need to give thanks to God, because that's what it means. That's what life is all about. Yes, thank you, my good people. I appreciate every one of you. And Ideris Abdukareen, they perform for there. Fortunately, we not play the music because of the copyright. You know, where the music where they sing Nigeria Jaga Jaga. You know, yeah, they do the World Peace Day and Nigeria come Jaga Jaga at the same time. So they can't sing for them. So now that one make on they say, why not they do the World Peace Day? We're not supposed to know what it mean. You know, coming off a conscience. The World Peace Day for Nigeria, where everybody they die, they kill everybody anyhow, it get as it be. So meanwhile, my people, will they come back here by 7 okay, let me say 8 p.m. It will be 9 p.m. in Europe. They come for Edo State matter, Obaseki matter. We'll put on for 8 p.m. It's about to 7 right now. 8 p.m. in the next 1 hour, 15 minutes from now. I'm coming back for another hot topic. You know, Governor Obaseki, for where he had put, we'll go drag and come out for his side there, because you know they listen to anybody again. You know they respond to anybody. You know they approach, or you know they in fact, at the moment, be like say Governor Obaseki they serve himself. You know they not blessing I do people in the serve. So we need to drag and come out for his side where he go ahead put say Oga governor. Now you suppose they serve. You know, we not see you where you did. Talk to us, Oga governor. So we'll be doing that. I have a poll right there on our channel. I have a poll that I've already put there. Vote. Remember the poll the other day we put out? Some people said it was too soon. People couldn't have the time to vote. So we have a poll right there now for like more than 24 hours. So by tomorrow, 7 p.m., that will go unveil that poll. Then we'll come out. We go look how many people will vote. We go show many things. You know, the area where Obaseki they fail and the area where he still strong. We'll show them tomorrow. So that 7 p.m. Program tomorrow go long. Let's say go long past 2 hours or so, because now it's going to be an interactive session where a lot of people are going to call in, where we all can talk, deliberate, and all that. So we're going to be doing this poll voting every 6 months. So we don't do this one now, which tomorrow we unveil it. So the next one will be 6 months from now. So now tomorrow will be the final because the one who fight do that, the Obaseki people, they ain't win. No. But some people can't say, no, Nigeria was, you just talk them under 30 minutes, you call results. Not be so they tell they do this, they cause okay. Like when I know now, me they work for. I know they work for any government. So I can't say, okay, we'll do another one again. So I will can't void that one. So this one now, it already did there. Now, anybody not tell me say Nigeria was you could put on there. In fact, I don't put on since morning now. It did there and it go did there till tomorrow 7 p.m. Just go to Nigeria Watch, refresh, go see them. You know, click your votes. You know, the good thing is you don't have to vote twice. Once you don't click yes or no, that's it. You don't have the option to vote anymore. Except say you get more than one YouTube. Even though you do that one, the truth will still come out because the statistic, the percentage, where would they look at the moment now? Me, I they see the percentage, and I know the fee say I'm sure, me they say, me they already know what they there at the moment, but I not go give any clue. So make una the vote is right there. Make una the vote is right there. Let me see. We only have 17 votes. And this have been there, have put it there for the past 6 hours. You see, that be the problem. Tomorrow now we can't come out say now it be this. So people say no, Nigeria Watch, you for tell us you don't did now 6 hours. Now only 17 votes today. There was 17. Anyway, we'll leave them. Maybe this evening many people go vote. But meanwhile, let me just put it on the. Let me put the link right there. Click on it and vote. You know, let me put it on the comment section. You know, click on it and vote. I know many people accuse me tomorrow, so I don't put down for there. And nobody accuse me or ask me say Nigeria Watch, you not put down for enough time. I put down for about 32 hours. 32 hours is a long time for anybody to vote. So yeah, so tomorrow now we'll go take that one from there for where we stop. My people, I salute you now. Now, yeah, now we'll go round up on this one, like I talked about before. Thank you very much, Sir Francis. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, make gonna mark that one down. 2nd of October, that'll be my birthday, which is Saturday this week by the special grace of Almighty God. Yes. I dey come back, it may not come like I can't spend the time for yeah. The time wise I want to come back on your fall from my head for yeah. 8 p.m. we go there, 8 p.m. That's about 1 hour, 12 minutes from now. I'll be coming back. Beauty lady, thank you very much. Thank you for that wishes. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, my people. Yes, I beg, make una permit me. Make we go right now. I'll come back again later as I talk. Now, God bless you now. Bye for now.